What is up, guys? Cheese here, and today I unfortunately don't get to show you an Electro Wizard because I went 11-1 and then lost 2 straight and proceeded to never win the challenge. So, yeah, I'm going to show you a new deck that I just got used to using. A lot of people have actually been using this deck. So it's pretty popular right now. It can be pretty devastating. It can also lead to draws. Luckily, though, for those of you trying to push the ladder, it's really not doing a whole lot for losses. So, you can get those draws in, so you're not losing trophies, and then you get your wins, and you can climb a little bit quicker than you normally would because you're not constantly set back with a loss. So he decides to push his Royal Giant on the left. So I'm going to load up on this right side and just completely devastate him. His Dark Prince is going to go down. I'm going to drop the graveyard and counter his Royal Giant with just the archers. As you can see, his tower is going to completely go down. And my archers take out his Royal Giant with about 1,000 hit point damage. So at this point, I decided to fireball his elixir pump because I knew I had an elixir advantage, and I hate the elixir pump. Also, his win condition was the Royal Giant, so I was not expecting him to drop these 3 musketeers. So his other tower is actually down further than mine is. Unfortunately, he uses the Dark Prince, so my bowler actually doesn't get up to the 3 musketeers, so he gets my tower down too. Sorry guys, I'm sick, so it's gonna be a little nasally. There might be some coughing. So this bowler isn't gonna do anything. I'm just resetting, and now I have to be aware of his 3 musketeers and constantly save my fireball. So I'm gonna give these archers 2 tanks. He's gonna use the minion horde, which I almost completely took out, but it's cool. I'm gonna use the graveyard now. He's gonna be forced to drop something. I completely missed this fireball, which sucks. So now I have to compensate for the fireball not taking out the 3 musketeers. Plus, he's got a Royal Giant push in front of all of it. So I zap those last 2 musketeers. I just take the damage on the head from these minion hordes. I distract the last musketeer with my ice golem and finally take out the Royal Giant. So now he's going to drop 3 musketeers again, but I fireball them correctly this time and zap them. So that's a 6-for-9 elixir trade. I have 2 bowlers down now. I'm going to take out his Royal Giant super quickly. I'm going to drop this graveyard, drop the Ice Golem so that I can zap the Minion Horde and take that out. And it's game over. Drop the graveyard on his tower with 2 bowlers going at it. There's nothing he can do now. I even have the Mega Minion. Game over. I really thought I was going to lose because I wasted my fireball right before he dropped his 3 musketeers, which I had no idea he was going to use. So we'll go and I'll show you I'll show you the draw that I had, which is crucial for ladder pushing because you'd rather draw than lose. It saves you a lot of time and anger. If you're me, it saves a lot of anger. So he's going to split his archers. It's not like crazy annoying when they do it, but it's like, well, now I have to defend 2 sides, but whatever. So he has the elite barbs. Counter it with the tombstone archers and bowler. And now I have a pretty decent sized push on the left side with the ice golem. I'm going to try and take out this knight, but it's going to be pretty difficult just because the knight has so much hit points. And he counters my graveyard with the ice golem, which is pretty good because as soon as it pops, boom, all the skeletons are gonna get killed. But now he's got his ice golem out of rotation, so he can't send his elite barbs with the ice golem. He's gonna have to figure something else out. So I waste a little bit of elixir here, but I dropped my tombstone just to keep building up. I didn't realize I had this big of an elixir advantage on him. So I'm gonna drop my bowler to get a push started. And I'm pretty sure he's going to rush the other side. So I'm gonna distract everything to the center, fireball it, and get it on that tombstone. And luckily, I was able to lure the fire spirits all the way over, and they got taken out. So I'm pretty sure this ice golem's going to go down pretty quickly, and Mega Minion's going to be distracted, and they're going to cancel each other out. Woohoo! Once again, he's going to try and push that other tower, since now he's got it down 1,000. And now I'm a little too focused on his other tower because I thought I could just fireball his elite barbarians, and that backfires big time. You cannot just fireball elite barbarians, guys. They're gonna absolutely wreck me right here. That was so irritating. So I lose my tower and I'm like, oh crap, I am in so much trouble now. So I go with the Ice Golem Graveyard push. He drops his Ice Golem and his Fire Spirits. And somehow I get just enough of those skeletons on the tower. I stun the tower and get the archers on it. Distract with the Ice Golem and the Tombstone. And I finally got his tower down. And now with a minute left in overtime, I'm going to fireball all that. Not too worried about taking a ton of damage on the tower because there wasn't very many troops left and there's not enough time for him to get it down. So at this point, I decide I have to go for the draw. I'm going to drop my bowler for defense. Going to take out all of that at the same time. And then drop this tombstone. Full on defense. Get a push going the other way. Which is kind of the great thing about the any bowler deck. You can just play defense with it and then start pushing the other side as soon as you're done. Now I have two bowlers going down the lane, and if I had like 30 more seconds, this would be game over. Because I've got two bowlers and an ice golem on the tower and a graveyard. He actually had quite a bit of counters to the graveyard, so that kind of saved him there. Anyways, we will get to the last win here. This guy was a complete skadoosh canoe. So his whole thing is, oh, I'm just gonna drop elite barbs right out the gate and hope that you don't have the counter, which I didn't. So he gets about 1,000 damage, not quite, 700 damage, just off of that first surprise push. And he gives me an elixir advantage, though. At this point, I didn't realize he has the mirror. And as soon as he drops his furnace, he actually drops another one. I had to waste my zap on those fire spirits so that it didn't put so much damage on my tower. So he mirrors the furnace, and at this point, I know all this guy is gonna do is constantly just drop furnaces, hope that it takes out all of my troops, and then he's just gonna push his elite barbs or his minions or whatever and just hopefully just chip my tower down. And he has no risk because he's just got all these defenses. So at this point I'm really triggered. I'm just like, what on earth? Like, what do you want me to do? And like, how am I supposed to do this? So I keep having to needing to put my ice golem down to absorb those fire spirits so they're not just destroying my tower. And luckily I have the bowler. So when he has 3 furnaces up, the bowler just completely demolishes all those fire spirits. especially with the combination of the tombstone. But right here, he drops his minion or his minions, I should say. I zap him, so now my bowler's still up, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start fireballing his tower. I'm hoping that 200 damage at a time, maybe one of my pushes will actually sneak through and actually get the tower down some. But at this point I'm like, okay, I think I'm just playing for the tie. And then finally he drops his lightning spell, which I didn't know he had until right now. And that was when it was a big turning point for me, because I knew he was wasting all this elixir on it. And now I can put this graveyard down. And he didn't even know I had it yet, so this is a surprise to him. He has no idea what to do. He zaps it. It's still doing a ton of damage. I counter his elite barbs, and now his tower's down to 876, and he's completely screwed. I take out his furnace so he can't get that damage done. Lightnings me again, so I gotta zap all that. And now I'm afraid he's just gonna lightning zap, log me down to nothing. So I really need this push to work out. I put a defensive tombstone just in case he tries to rush the barbs. And then I'm going to drop down this ice golem right here. Mega Minion's going to take out the minions. Drop the archers behind with the bowler. He wastes his lightning again. And graveyard is going to get put down. And here comes the win. There's 100 left. And the bowler takes it out. The bowler. So it's just one of those, when you recognize that someone's doing all defense, you gotta figure something out in order to get that win going. Luckily for me, I had saved my dude, Austin. My brother is requesting elixir pumps. You're that guy now. I hate that guy. Dude, bro, get it together. Anyways, I hope that helped you guys out. Just remember that some players just can't play the game well, so they play all defense and they do direct damage to your tower. So you have to figure out a way to efficiently counter that. The bowler is a really good card right now, just because he can play so much defense and then it turns into a huge push the other way. So hopefully you guys learned a lot from that, and I'm glad to be back again, because it always takes me a while to make these videos. So until next time, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Cheese out.